Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have two fun fall cards to share with you today. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's mason jar dies along with their Scallop Slider Topper die, their fancy topper, their Gnome dies, Candy Charm add-ons, their Harvest Sign stamp set, clear jar outline dies, and the clear jar stamp set, along with the Fall Candies grid style, and the clear jar Fall Add-on stamp set. And those are the images that I colored with Copic markers, and they were cut out with my Brother Scan & Cut with a 0.4 border. All the colors will be listed on my blog today. I'm also using Gnome for the Holidays Thanksgiving, along with Harvest, what's it called? Sorry guys, Happy Harvest stamp set. There we go. And I'm just going to quickly flick in some BG10 and BG0000, to sort of color in the edges of these jars. They're stamped in Ink on 3's Blackout ink on Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And you notice that there's some black that actually transferred on the inside of this jar. I'm not concerned about that. It's going to be covered. So that's why I left it on there. So all I'm doing is flicking in some of this blue-green from the edges. I'm trying to make it look like glass. I'm not a professional, but what can I say? I do my best. So I'll flick in, and I'll do the same on both of these because I'm going to have two cards, basically with the same sort of design. So there we are. So now I'm going to quickly get things organized. So first I'm going to glue down the little material tops. Those were cut out using the mason jar dies from Jaded Blossom. And then I'm going to pop on the interior of the little jars. So one is going to be acorns and one will be apples. And like I said, all the colors will be listed on my blog. There's some secure white jelly roll pen highlights on this one in a number 10. There we go. So I always pick my colors from the paper that I choose. There we go. So those are the two jars. Now I'm going to add the lids. That's cut out of American Crafts Christmas foil in silver. And I'm just going to add the jar tops. Those were cut from that mason jar dies from Jaded Blossom again. Now the clear jar is stamped from the clear jar stamp set and the outline dies. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine as per usual. And there we go. So there are my two little jars. And then I'm going to stick together this little apple. It's cut out of Paper Tray Inks dark chocolate, and then the scarlet jewel for the apple. And then the little tiny leaf is cut out of paper from that Gnome, what is it called? The Photoplay Gnome for Thanksgiving. Now I'm putting together the little acorn that's cut out of, what's it cut out of? Sorry, guys. It's cut out of paper from actually that Happy Harvest pad. So now I'm sticking together my little sentiments. Those are cut out of Neenah Solar White cardstock, stamped in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And then the outlines are New Leaf and dark chocolate cardstock. That's all from the Gnome Dies Candy Charm add-ons. So first I'm going to build my card here. That is paper from that Happy Harvest pad. It's cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card base. There we go. And that card base was cut out of, oh, it's not dark chocolate cardstock. I can't remember the name of it right now. It'll be listed on my blog. And I'm just going to add the inside. There we go. That is 80-pound cardstock from Neenah, Solar White, 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And then this strip of paper is from that same Happy Harvest pad from Doodlebug. But I'm just, choosing a coordinating piece of paper. It doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be perfect. Could be from another pad, right? But this time I'm actually trying, having it from the same pad there. And I'm just going to line that up on the inside of the card. There we go. So now this is my fancy topper die. Cut it of paper from that Happy Harvest. There we go. I always say that, there we go, right? Okay, so I'm going to add the inside. There it is. Okay. Using my ATG tape. Now I cut out the layer. I'm just trying to get some glue on the edge of that just to make sure it sticks down, and I'll clamp it with my reverse tweezers. Okay, now this is the second layer of this die. I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do, and that's cut out of that same paper pad from Happy Harvest. Okay, I just thought of the color of that paper tray ink. It's called Cocoa Bean for the card. There we are. So, you know, and then I'm going to have my little jar there. Now I'm going to add another strip of cardstock or pattern paper to the inside, just, you know, for fun. We'll cut off the overhang there. There you go. Now I'm going to pop up my little jar using 3M foam tape. And then I'll pop the jar up. So basically the idea is that I'm going to have a similar card design, like a similar layout, but, you know, different. I'll be using some different stuff, but, you know, a similar layout for each card. So I'm just going to peel off all of the release paper. And then I will pop that jar in place on the lower half of the card. There you are. There it is. And then the plan is I'm going to be popping the little sentiment onto the jar. And I have a little extra eggcorn that I will be using on the front of this card. So there, so I will pop up the sentiment. That one says Happy Harvest. So kind of the same sentiment as my, it's kind of funny, the same sentiment as the pad for that. So now on the inside, I'm going to stamp a sentiment from our, what's it called? Oh, did I not list that one down? Anyways, it's Fall Sentiment Stamps from Jaded Blossom. There we are, and I'll stamp that. And then I'm going to add on the little cardstock eggcorn that I built from our fall banner dies. And then I will add some of the leaves. That's from the Gnome Dies Fall Add Ons. And then I will add that little eggcorn there. And then I'll add another little leaf. Just trying to decide where it's going to go. That's also from the Fall Dies Gnome Add-ons. They're kind of cute, right? So that's the idea. So now I'm going to slip in this last little eggcorn. So it's sort of peeking out behind the jar. That's the idea. And then I'm using little tiny 3mm Google Eyes from Studio Katia. And I'm using glossy accents to add them. And the Studio Katia embellishment wand once I find it. There we are. And then I will add 2 little Google Eyes. So it's kind of like he's peeking up behind this jar. Kind of cute, right? And then I'm going to add eyes to one jar, or one guy in this jar. And I just think they're kind of cute. Isn't that cute? Just so cute. So that's the main idea. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my next card going. So I'm going to stamp a sentiment from that same sentiment set. I think it's Fall Greetings or Autumn Greetings. It's the redo one. I'll have it listed on my blog. I'm sorry, guys. Now, this is an A2 size card base made from New Leaf cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches. Same thing, 80-pound cardstock added to the inside, 1/4 of an inch smaller. This is paper from that Photoplay Gnome for the Holidays, and it's cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than that card base there, and I'm adding it with my ATG tape. And now I'm going to add my Scallop Slider Topper, cut out of paper from that same pad. And I'm going to add that to my card, just trying to get it centered. Now I'm going to add in this green layer that's also from that same paper pad, using my ATG tape and a little bit of art glitter glue along the edge. So it's kind of neat to use these topper dies that you use for treats for cards. right? It's just another way to use them. Now I'll add my little apple-filled clear jar with some 3M foam tape, and then I will pop that up on the bottom half of the card. So, you know, like I said, easy stuff. It's kind of easy to make 2 cards when you come up with a design, right? You just stick to that design and you can crank out 2 cards instead of 1. And the nice thing about those, what are they called? Those clear jar fall add-ons is you've got 4 sets of images to work with, so you could design 4 cards really quickly. There, so I'm peeling off that release paper. And then I will pop that down onto the bottom half of the card. There we go. I love these apples. I think they turned out so pretty with the Copic coloring. And like I said, all of the colors will be listed on my blog. Now I've got that little another sentiment. This one says Happy Fall. That's from the Fall Candies grid style stamp set. It's a new favorite of mine. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals and 3M foam tape to pop this up. And I'll pop that onto the little clear jar. And then I'm going to do the same thing with that extra apple, have it peeking from behind. There we are, and I'll have it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the eyes. So I'll add 2 eyes to this one that's peeking behind the jar. And then I will add 2 eyes to one of the apples in the jar. So, you know, I just think it's kind of funny. I'll add 2 little eyes to this one. Kind of like Where's Waldo, right? Where's the one with the little face? What is that called? Anthropomorphic? Is that what it's called? Something like that, when they make things that aren't people into people. Okay, so now this is my little apple that I put together with cardstock at the beginning. And then I will add some leaves to my design. So these are leaves from the Fall Banner dies, cut out of dark chocolate cardstock and then new leaf cardstock from Paper Tray ink. And I'm just adding a few little leaves to this. Now that is from the Gnome Dies Fall Add Ons in dark chocolate. And I'm going to stick that behind the sentiment. And I'll add a second one that's from that same one, that same die set. And I'll add that on with a little bit of dimension. There, so it adds a little something, right? I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm using, that's Honey Nut, that color there from Paper Tray ink. It's kind of like a mustard color. And then I will add a second leaf. There we go. That is from our Fall Banner dies, cut in dark chocolate. And then I'm going to add one in Canyon Clay from Paper Tray ink. And then this one will be from dark chocolate Paper Tray ink. So there we go. And there's the second one. And of course, I'm going to add a few leaves to the inside of this one, right? Just for a little something, something, right? Isn't that what they say? Adding a little bit of something. There we are. So, you know, and there are the 2 cards. And now, of course, they're not done until I pull out my Nuvo Crystal drops, right? This is Simply White. It's kind of a favorite of mine. And, you know, I'm going to add in an odd number. There we go. And then just, you know, just for a little bit of gloss on this card. There, I think that turned out pretty. I'm going to use the same on this one, just the Simply White. And I'm just going to use these to draw the eye up, right? I'm trying not to get my hands on them, because that is always a mess if you do that. And of course, I've got to fix that one. And, you know, I've decided that I'm going to scoop this dot up because accidents happen, right? So I'll redo that one. and no one will know but you and me. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on some of these adorable cuties. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we will see you soon in my next one. So thanks everybody. Bye.